Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel as we carry on our challenge to say how hard can it be to predict the English Championship. Please can you like and subscribe the video if possible, it would really help me out. And now we'll go on to how did I do in round 25. So here you can see we've got the results from round 25 on the Superbru website. These are my results on the right hand side, how I did. As you can see, I predicted 5 right, 1 exactly for 3 points, and 2 close results and 2 not very close results, but correct. So I got 5 out of the 13, so I didn't do brilliantly. The one saving grace, though, is that I don't think many other people did very well either. Which I can come to in a minute. But first of all, let me just quickly go through some of the results. So one that I was quite happy with was the Plymouth Bristol City result, which I predicted would be a draw, and did turn out to be a draw, which a lot of people obviously picked Bristol City on that one. Plymouth may be getting a no manager bounce from the removal of Wayne Rooney. Unfortunately, I was way off, like most people, in predicting a draw for QPR. Well done, QPR, for getting a result there against Watford. That was definitely against what the odds would have said. And again, well done again to Oxford here. I definitely didn't predict this one. I'm sure most people, 58% of people, picked Millwall, but Oxford got it over the line there for, I think, their 3rd win in a row. So well done to Oxford. Again, my pick here was pretty much on trend, so I don't think I would have lost many points to many people. 97% of people picking Burnley, but it ending up 0-0. Stoke doing well there to get a draw. Here, I did very well. The best result I got all the way through all the results. So I got an exact result here for Cardiff City versus Coventry. 31% of other people did also predict a draw for that one, actually, but I managed to get it exact, so I'm quite happy with that one. An unexpected result here, definitely, with Leeds only drawing to Blackburn 1-1. I predicted, like most people, a Leeds win, so no points for that one. Luton Norwich. I think that was about even, that one, and as it turns out, Norwich won, so so be it. A very good win here for Portsmouth. That would have been very unexpected, but not many people picked it, so it wouldn't have cost me many points. I'm glad to say that Wednesday got a great win against Derby, a very battling Derby. I think Derby were pretty unlucky in this game, actually, to be honest with you. I don't think they deserved to lose 4-2 here, but I'll definitely take it, and it also meant I got a prediction right. And next up, West Brom. I got a good close result on this one, so I'll definitely take that. However, most people also predicted that with a 65% going for West Brom. Again, this is a result which maybe I could have predicted differently. Middlesbrough were a heavy favourite to win, and I still picked a draw. So I'm not sure. As the system goes on, I'm going to tweak it, but as it is now, I didn't get that one, unfortunately. And lastly, one where maybe the system did work quite well, which was Sunderland were only a marginal favourite at home, but I still picked them to win against Sheffield United, which was against my instinct. And they did, in fact, do so. So that was great. The only other thing I would just quickly say, which is giving me a little bit of confidence, the system might be working to an extent, even though I only got 5 results correct compared to other people, is if I do just go to information here, global leaderboard, and as you can see, I've now moved up into the top 20%. So for the first time, I'm in the top 20%. Like I said, I'm only doing this challenge from the end of round 23. So this is only the second round I've done it, and I have moved up. So maybe there's something in that. Okay, so now we're going to go on to take our predictions for round 26. Before I do, though, I'll just come over to the right-hand side of my screen here to show you how I've been doing since the end of round 23 when I've started this challenge. So I have now moved up a little bit up the global standards, which is the main one I'm looking at, but also the UK and the Sheffield Wednesday fans group one, which is a separate one. So I have moved up now a few places in total. I've moved up 209 places over the last 2 rounds. So it's going relatively positively, even though I don't think I've been doing particularly well in the predictions. So let's carry on. We'll go to round 26 to make our predictions. Okay, just before I go on to make my predictions, I just wanted to mention on the right-hand side how I've slightly tweaked the way I'm going to predict the results, particularly for when a home team is a heavy favourite to go on and win the result. Previously, I'd always predicted that it was going to be 2-0. I've now changed that to 2-1. I think that way, when it is a home win, if it is 2-1, I'll get 3 points for the exact one, but I'll also get close points for 1-0. 2-0, 3-0, 3-1, and 3-2. So I'll get a lot of close results there, I think, if I predict it. And as you can see from prior results, the average number of goals when the home team is a heavy favourite is actually closer to 3 than it is to 2. It's 2.56. So I think that now is the best result to pick when the home team is a heavy favourite. For the game. So now we'll go on to making our predictions for round 26. So first up is Blackburn Rovers versus Burnley. The odds are currently saying that Burnley are a slight favourite, so they're not a heavy favourite, 2.19 here. My heart would probably say it was to be a Burnley win here, but I'm going to go by my system, which is to say when the away team is a favourite but not a heavy favourite, we're going to go with a 1-1 draw, which probably sounds maybe about right, actually. Blackburn got a good draw against Leeds the other day. So secondly, now we're going to go to Stoke City versus Plymouth Argyle. Now, Plymouth got a good draw the other day against Bristol City. However, the odds are saying, and it's probably not very surprising, bearing in mind where Plymouth are in the league, that Stoke is a very much heavy favourite to win this game. And they're at home, so heavy favourite at home. We're going to go with a 2-1 Stoke win there. So next up is Swansea versus West Brom. West Brom got a good result the other day against Preston North End. I think Preston North End are a good side as well, so that isn't easy. But surprisingly, the heavy favourite Swansea lost 4-0 to Portsmouth, which shows you in the Championship anything really can happen. Neither team is particularly a massive favourite, so consequently, we're going to go with a 1-1 draw. So next up, we've got Bristol City versus Derby County. Bristol have been doing pretty well recently, apart from obviously you would have expected them to beat Plymouth the other day. But before then, they had 2 wins. Derby County, which I saw play against Wednesday on New Year's Day, I mean, they might have got 2 losses in a row and 3 losses in the last 4. But Derby looked like a good team. And actually, even though they lost 4-2 to Wednesday, I would say that they were unlucky to lose by that much. If anything, there was one point in the game when I certainly thought they could go on to win. However, the odds are saying that it's going to be a Bristol win and the heavy favourites at home. So I'm going to go with 2-1 to Bristol City. Okay, so next up we have Hull City versus Leeds United. Now, I think this is where there's a little bit of a flaw in my system of predicting here, because Leeds are currently a heavy away favourite. So you would imagine they're going to win. I mean, it's screaming Leeds win this, really, isn't it? However, my system is saying that where the away team is a heavy favourite, 2.1 or less, they've actually only gone on to win 36% of the time, the same time as amount as a draw. I feel like this is where the system needs tweaking, and maybe having a look to see if the team is a heavy favourite, like 1.7 or less. I mean, do they then go on to win the majority of the games? I feel like that little bit needs a lot more analysis, to be honest with you. However, at the moment, I'm going to stick with what the system is at the moment. I'm going to say 0. As you can see, the top one here. Okay, so next up we've got Middlesbrough versus Cardiff. Again, Middlesbrough a heavy favourite. However, this time they're at home. They've also been playing pretty well recently. We recently got a win against Hull. They only drew against Wednesday the other day, but they were 3-0 up and looking very, very comfortable for quite a while. So I'd imagine they'd be pretty disappointed to have not won that one. And they're playing Cardiff, although have been playing a little bit better recently. Nevertheless, they're down there at the bottom of the table, so we're going to go home. Heavy favourite, 2-1. Next up, Norwich versus Coventry. Both teams have been a little bit middling in results. Coventry, though, have picked up a lot compared to the start of the season. Norwich might be starting to think that they've got a chance at the playoffs as well in a little while. Norwich for this one are home, so that's probably why they've been put as slight favourites here. So home favourites, but not heavy favourites, 1-0. Okay, next up, Preston North End, which are a heavy favourite here at home against Oxford United. Having said that, I mean, Oxford have been playing absolutely great recently. 3 wins on the bounce. You know, you wouldn't really have predicted that. I mean, you really wouldn't, and I didn't, in fact, because Millwall were a heavy favourite with the bookies to win on New Year's Day, and Oxford managed to pull off an amazing result there. However, Preston are at home, and I think Preston, when I saw them play against Wednesday, looked like a very decent side. And so to that extent, I'm going to go with the system as well. 2-1 home win. So next up, we've got Sheffield Wednesday versus Millwall. Wednesday here are favourites, 2.11 at home. Probably because our form has been pretty good recently, apart from the, like I said, mentioned a second ago about that Preston loss. But apart from that, our form has been pretty good recently. And Millwall's form hasn't been very good recently. Having said that, you just can't help but think that Millwall could quite easily come to Hillsborough and get something there. However, I'm going to go with the system, and the system is saying it's going to be a home win, 1-0. Yeah. Okay, so next up we've got Watford versus Sheffield United. Now, usually I think if I wasn't predicting using past results and the odds like I wasn't for the first 23 rounds, I would have predicted here a Sheffield United away win. However, the system is saying to me that with no favourite here, or no heavy favourite here, or even particularly favourite really, very slightly, you'd probably back Sheffield United at 2.5, but no clear-cut one, 1-1. Again, probably one you would predict here, which is a Sunderland home win. They're very big favourites with the bookies here, 1.46. Having said that, Plymouth did beat Swansea the other day with a very impressive 4-0 win. However, can you see him doing it at the Stadium of Light? No. So we're going to go with 2-1, with Sunderland being a heavy home favourites. So next up, QPR versus Luton Town. As we can see by the odds, there's no particular favourite, maybe slightly QPR, but it's pretty balanced. QPR have been doing very well recently, though, especially compared to the start of the season. And, you know, I think they're definitely starting to look up rather than down the table. Luton did pick up, but now seem to have hit a bit of a rocky patch again. We're going to go with what I would predict for a very, very marginally home favourite, which is a 1-1 draw. And just lastly, we've got a result which actually I think was from a previous postponed game, which is why Portsmouth and Blackburn are appearing twice, which is Blackburn versus Portsmouth. As we can see from the odds, Blackburn are a very heavy home favourite, so we're going to go with a 2-1 win to Blackburn, and you can see my predictions just down here. Please let me know in the comments if you would have predicted the same things. Is there any you think would go a different way to the way I predicted it? Please let me know. I really, really would like to know. So the very last thing I'm going to do is just have a look how other people have done their predictions. So I'm just going to lock in my results. So if I lock them all in here, let's go down. It's saying that one, not many people have predicted that Leeds one to be a draw. So let me just quickly go down, lock them all in, and then we can have a look. So now I think if I refresh that, Yeah, so as you can see, so just from I'll quickly go from the top down, just have a very quick look to see how I've done. So I've predicted draw here for Blackburn Rovers Burnley. I'm only going with the 30% of people who have done so. Most people backing Burnley there. I have gone with the favourites here, Stoke. Most people backing Stoke there. 79% of people backing Stoke. So I've gone with on trend there. Most people backing Swansea here actually against West Brom. Surprisingly, I've gone with the 33% who have gone with a draw. Again, back to what most people have here with Bristol Derby, going for Bristol. Definitely against the majority here, and it's probably going to cost me, I think, which is to go for 0-0 against Leeds. 94% of other people going for Leeds. I have gone with the majority of people here, though. 89% going for a Middlesbrough win over Cardiff. Again, I've gone with the majority here again. 52% going for a Norwich win. 33% saying a draw, though. I must admit, before the system, I think I probably would have predicted a draw for that one, actually. Here, again, I'm going with the majority, actually. 62% saying Preston. And a very healthy favourite here for Wednesday, which I like to see. 86% going for Wednesday, which I am as well. This one actually probably doesn't surprise me in that I too, I think in the past would have definitely backed Sheffield United. However, I've gone for a draw, which is again 67% who have gone for United and 10% who have gone for Watford. Then Sunderland, a vast majority going for Sunderland here against Portsmouth, which probably unsurprisingly, I've also gone for a 2-1. And QPR aren't a particularly big favourite, but there's 71% of people have picked QPR here over Luton. I've gone for the draw, so that'd be a nice one for me if that one came in. And lastly is the Blackburn versus Portsmouth one, which was postponed. And unsurprisingly here, Blackburn are very heavy favourites. 82% of people backing those. So I'll be back for round 27, and when I'll also review how I've done for round 26. Please, as I've said before, please let me know in the comments how you would have predicted the results. I would love to know. Okay, thank you then. Goodbye.